Thokozani Bokokolomkhulu. I am Umkhulu Shongwane. I'm Sinqobi Mkhize. So for those of you who don't know me, welcome to my channel. Yeah, this is basically the third part of my Q&A introductory series as Isangoma, as in Benino Sangoma. And yeah, I just wanted to answer this question separately to other videos, just to give insights and perspective. And yeah, welcome, and I hope this will be a pleasant journey for you as we navigate this journey together. As for me, as a newly graduated Sangoma, it's actually been a month since I've graduated, so adjusting to life as a spiritually gifted person, training and learning, how to incorporate everything I've learned to my daily life, and basically, even if you're not spiritually gifted, but how to be able to connect to your ancestors and just developing that understanding. Because as someone who's grown up from the suburbs, this is all a culture shock essentially, but I've accepted it, and I want there to be information to make it easier for people like myself who, when I started art, just to be able to have an understanding and a basic foundation in terms of what to do when dealing with certain spiritual situations. Okay, so let's get into this question that I want to talk about. So this person wanted to ask me about candles, the colors, their uses and effectiveness. So with candles, candles obviously for me, it's always been like good aesthetic, relaxing, all of that. But with ancestors, candles have different meanings, and they help a lot, especially with prayer and connecting with the prophetic ancestors. So they're known as Ithunya. Ithunya is basically your ancestor that has prophetic abilities. They are umtandazi, so they pray, they rely heavily on prayer. Their strength comes from prayer, and with healing people, they heal people with praying for them, with water and touch. They don't deal with any form of traditional medicine, like it's strictly water and touch. So with candles, that's their main forte, but with also other different types of ancestors, candles help a lot with drawing an ancestor. So it's not just only in paper that you can use to connect with the ancestors, but for them especially, candles are definitely very useful and very important. So I'll start by listing, obviously there's many different colors, have different uses, but I am going to share what I think is definitely important in terms of using candles when you're starting art. So the first candle, which is the most important, is the white candle. So the white candle, obviously is to attract light and basically opening up that means of communication between you and your ancestors, and basically bringing awareness to your situation, what it is that you want to say to them. So basically kanyisa, to bring about light. And the next candle also is the yellow candle. Yellow candle is for your ancestors, to also bring about awareness and to open the lines of communication. And it's also especially important for your ancestors abayisithunywa. So helps especially in terms of bringing them closer to you, and for them to be around you and within you, and basically opening up your spiritual how can I say, if that line is blocked, it opens up that portal between you and them. The next color is blue. Blue also represents Ithunya, represents also water, also represents it has that ability is ability for, if you want to open up wisdom and just be more insightful and engage with your ancestors, and if there's a problem that you're having, you're able to speak to them, and that deals with your ancestors also, who are water based, so deal with the element of water. Your ancestors are located in the ocean, the river, waterfalls. That's the candle to go for. And then the next candle is your green candle. Green candle usually is for your elder ancestors. It also does apply to Itunya. Applies to nature, basically, like the veldt, open veldt, the mountains, the fields. Your ancestors are located there. Also for abundance, prosperity, wealth. So it's not just only money, but wealth, even if it's just in a spiritual sense, fulfilling sense. So also applies to like the elders of your ancestors too. And the next candle is purple. Purple helps with opening up your third eye. Also does apply to your elder ancestors. Usually the feminine energies. That's just, as I said, opening up the third eye. So that's when you want to connect on a very, 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 very deep level, and just opening up. So basically, if your dreams aren't really clear, they aren't very vivid, the purple candle helps a lot with that. Helps with lucid dreams, vivid dreams, basically just everything that has been stagnant and stuck, it opens up. And then the next candle is the pink candle. So the pink candle represents your child ancestors. So the child ancestors can be the spirits of children that passed on prior to birth and newborns. So when I mean prior to birth, children who are stillborns, children who were aborted, newborn children, basically all children that were a child before they were aware of the ways of the world. So because they're considered pure, spiritually pure. So for that aspect, it helps if a person, whether it's a person in your life or it's even in yourself, if you have internal demons that you need to address, if you have internalized traumas that you need to address, the child ancestor is the best in terms of helping with that healing, in terms of unlearning any toxic traits or any emotional or psychological spiritual baggage that you may have. So if someone's hurt you and you're finding it hard to forgive them, the child ancestor is the best person to call on to help you with that healing process. Or if someone is holding a grudge against you and you're seeking forgiveness, call on the child ancestor. Help that person to heal their heart and to forgive you. Because when a person holds a grudge against you, it's difficult for things for you to go forward and progress, especially in a spiritual sense. Because you'll find that if you're slaughtering maybe a goat, you're just doing something to appease the ancestors. If someone there present is upset and is angry at you and is holding a grudge, you'll find that maybe the goat will just die on its own, for example. It's not always the case, but yeah, that's an example I can give. So child ancestor helps with that. And lighting the pink candle also helps with attracting love and a prospective partner. But personally speaking, I would not suggest lighting that candle until you've addressed with whatever internalized issues that you have that need to be addressed. So if there's any past traumas that you have yourself, or any issues that you have with people within your family or anyone who's hurt you even externally, rather address those candles, then use that candle to attract a prospective partner once you've healed. Because if you're going to try to get a partner but you still have a whole lot of baggage and you've not worked on yourself, you're simply wasting your time. That's just how it is. And the last candle I can say is the brown candle. So the brown candles for basically your I don't want to say founding father, that sounds so colonial, but like your heads, the heads of your ancestors, the heads of your lineage. I think that's a more appropriate way of putting it. Yeah, you're basically the very first ancestors. Light candles for them and connecting to them. So like the if you want to get into your roots and get grounded and try, especially if you're not sure of your history, your family history, your family lineage, that kind of thing, that's definitely the best candle to burn. I found that the brown candle is very hard to find, so if you're able to get your hands on it, buy as many as you can, because it's very difficult. But it definitely helps in that regard. And also using that candle when praying in the fields, in the mountains, or meditating, and you just want to be with one and basically be aware of your history, and in a spiritual sense, and understanding where you come from. But you find that maybe, as I said, no one who's alive knows your historical background, or they refuse to tell you. Your ancestors will that's the candles to burn. I'd say those 7 candles are the most important. Obviously for like things like money and attracting wealth and all of that, your silvers and your golds, but the 7 that I mentioned, I'd say those are the most important. But if you can't access candles, you don't have the means to get candles, definitely the candles you need to have when lighting candles for praying is definitely, I'd say, the white, yellow, and blue. Depending on your ancestors, it's very subjective, but definitely white and yellow no matter what. So I hope that helps and has given you a bit of insight into the uses of candles, and when using them for prayer, when using them for meditation, definitely helps a lot. And also looking at the flame of the candle and how it flickers, that also is very important to take note of. If there's a lot of iffy movement, then it's just very, very shaky, then usually it's a sign in terms of that there's more to the story, there's more that maybe you're not saying what needs to be said, or maybe there is, and usually issues that are unaddressed. If the flame is very smoky, then things are not good. Like as I said, when I mentioned the different types of ancestors and different candles, smoky, then usually things are shaky, it's not good. But they're very patient. But if sometimes the candle literally puts itself out, then they're not happy. They could be angry, could be appeased. Sometimes the candle literally falls off altogether and doesn't want to light, and that's when they're very angry and you need to consult, and it's very serious. So I hope that helps, and thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Please like, subscribe, and comment below. And yeah, if you'd like to do a consultation, I put my email address below in the description box, and yeah, you can talk to me, and yeah, we're in this together. So was I.